Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all to today's lecture. And today we are going to do coordinate geometry. I wish you the best of the time, whichever time you are watching this lecture. So, my dear students, actually, when it comes to coordinate geometry, it is very interesting topic and very scoring topic, my dear students, especially those students who are finding any type of difficulty in any other topic of maths. Be prepared strong with the coordinate geometry, because coordinate geometry is really very scoring. It will give you good amount of marks that you desire. And actually first exercise is really not much. I will not really go to explain the first exercise in any way, because it is just too theoretical to consider for studies or from examination point of view also. But yes, of course, we are going to learn the rest of the coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry, when actually coordinate geometry comes into picture, then the main thing that comes into picture is the coordinate system. This is a coordinate system. We have to understand the coordinate system. I'll try to give you the maximum possible information of the coordinate system first. Okay, the coordinate system, it looks like this. Of course, you have a graph paper for this. You are supposed to draw it on a graph paper, and graph paper has got more detailed lines. Here what happens, my one division is of 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, and then in between one there are no lines that I have got. The limitation is just because of the video. It should be cleanly available, cleanly visible. But actually you all people, in this 1 centimeter you have got 10 more lines, vertical as well as you have this way also 10 lines. So you can measure 0.5 as the fifth line from here, and 3.5 you can measure 3.5 over here also, or similarly 3.4.8 you can, after 4 you have to take 8th line, that will become 4.8 and so on. So that is all. First and foremost, my dear students, to understand coordinate system is made up of two axis. One is x-axis, that is a horizontal line, is called as the x-axis, and the vertical line is called as the y-axis. Okay, the two axes x and y, they intersect each other, and this is called as origin. This is called as origin. Very important point actually. Origin, everything originates from here in the coordinate system, and this point actually has the marks 0, 0. It is called as 0. So from here, when you go towards right hand side, then you are traveling along positive x-axis. From here, when you go on the left hand side, you are going along negative axis. This is negative x-axis and this is positive x-axis. Similarly, from here, when you travel up, then you are going along positive y-axis, and when you go down, then you are going along negative y-axis. So likewise, you have got scales. Here this is a positive x-axis, positive y-axis, negative x-axis, negative y-axis. This is important. First, this is the main thing. Coordinate system is made up of x-axis and y-axis. Positive x-axis, negative x-axis, positive y-axis, negative y-axis. Positive x-axis on the right hand side, negative x-axis on the left hand side, positive x-axis, positive y-axis on top, negative y-axis below. Now because of this x-axis and y-axis, and they are crossing each other at the origin, the coordinate system automatically gets formed or divided into 4 parts. Remember, the parts are labeled in this way. First part, this part, which is made up of positive x-axis and positive y-axis. See, if I hide this all, then this is positive x-axis, positive y-axis, this part. This is called as first quadrant. First quadrant, okay, this is the first quadrant. And then this part, you have to go from here anti-clockwise direction. So this is the second quadrant. This is the second quadrant, which is made up of negative x-axis and positive y-axis. Negative x-axis, positive y-axis. Then this down, as you go from here, clockwise, anti-clockwise, you have to go down, and this becomes your third quadrant. This is the third quadrant. This region is the third quadrant, which is made up of both the negative x-axis and negative y-axis. Then this is the fourth quadrant, which is made up of positive x-axis and negative y-axis. See my dear student, so this is how the quadrant looks and the coordinate system is formed. I repeat, coordinate system is made up of two axes. One is x-axis, which is horizontal, y-axis, which is vertical. X-axis again are divided into two parts: positive x-axis on the right hand side, negative x-axis on the left hand side. Positive y-axis above, negative y-axis below, and they are on the right and left of the origin. The two x and y-axis intersect each other at the origin. The mark of the origin is 0, 0. Okay, and then because of this intersection of x and y axis, the coordinate system is divided into four parts. This part is first quadrant, which is made up of both positive x axis and positive y axis. Both are positive. Second quadrant is over here. It is made up of negative x axis and positive y axis. You should be able to visualize this. I am showing you now. When this is not there in front of you, at that time also you should be able to visualize this. Third quadrant is made up of negative x-axis and negative y-axis, whereas the fourth quadrant is made up of positive x-axis and negative y-axis. Now what happens, my dear students, for any point, one thing is there, now you have to understand. See my dear students, there is always a way of writing any identity. If anybody asks you to write a name, write your name, then normally we write our name as supposing Yash, your dad's name, whatever it is, Yash, Madhav, and then supposing Jadhav. In this way, this is the format of writing the name. Sometimes in some places the format is you write the surname first, Jadhav, Yash, Madhav. Okay, it can be written in this format also. There is always a way of writing a name. There is always a way of writing the address. You write your room number, your floor number. Before that you have to write your building number, room number, floor number, name of the street, and then the name of the city at post and all. Similarly here, when you are dealing with this coordinate system, you will be dealing with two types of things. One will be the point, remember, a point, and the other one will be graph. Graph basically is nothing but a line. Any line which is traveling in any direction, that is called as a graph in coordinate system. First we will understand point. First we will understand a point. When I mean to say we have to understand point, what do I mean to say is that point, try to understand a point. Point can be anywhere on the coordinate system. When I say we have to understand point, what do I mean to say is that we have to know how to write a point, how a point is supposed to be displayed. See, whenever you are writing a point in coordinate system in a mathematical form, you have to first write the name of the point in capital P, and then you have to open the bracket, and first you will be writing always the x coordinate, comma will be there, and y coordinate, and then the bracket has to be closed. All these things should be in the way they are. You can't make any changes by your will and wish. I repeat, if there is any name of the point, A is the name of point, I will have to write this name of the point in capital. Then I will have to open the bracket without writing anything in between A and the opening of the bracket. First will be always x coordinate, nothing else is, this order also you can't change, and then the y coordinate. See my dear students, this x coordinate, if supposing there is a point B, in some other language, Roman or Latin, x coordinate is also called as abscissa, and y coordinate is also called as ordinate, and then the bracket is closed. This I am writing why? Because a question can be asked, what is the abscissa of point P, what is an ordinate of point R. So when they are asking you abscissa, that means they are asking you x coordinate. When they are asking you ordinate, that means they are asking you y coordinate. See, this is the way of writing. We will have to go step by step, my dear students. One, how to write a point. The point is written capital letter and then open the bracket, then first you write the x coordinate, always x coordinate first, y coordinate afterwards. Now when I say, now let's move up one step ahead. When I say we have to write x coordinate, y coordinate of a point, what do I mean to say? See, if any point is there, I'll come on this. If supposing this is the point and I have to write the name of this point, A is the name of the point. Now how do I represent it? I will have to write a bracket open and then I will have to write the x coordinate. What is x coordinate? From this point I have to draw perpendicular to the x-axis, wherever it goes and hits the x-axis. See, it is going and hitting x-axis at 6. So this is called as x coordinate. I will write x coordinate first, 6, then comma. From that point, a perpendicular hitting at the x-axis, that is called as x coordinate. And when I draw to y-axis is over here. Now the y, when I draw straight perpendicular to y-axis, where it goes and hits the y-axis, that is called as y coordinate, and then the bracket is closed. That is all, my dear students. Okay, now I come to any other point, maybe this point, and this is supposing point Q. Now what is the x coordinate of this point Q? So from Q I will have to draw perpendicular to x axis. X coordinate is perpendicular to x axis. Y coordinate is perpendicular to y axis. Simple as that. No confusion. So where is the x axis? X axis is over here. From here, if I see, there is only one perpendicular that can go straight to the x axis. Like this is not a perpendicular, this is not a perpendicular, this is not a perpendicular. No. This way I will not get x axis anytime. This is x axis. I will have to go like this, and this is the only perpendicular that can be drawn to the x-axis, and that is going and hitting the x-axis at -6. So the x coordinate will be -6, and for the y coordinate, from here I will go perpendicular to the y-axis, and that is -5. This is all, my dear students. So this is -6 is the abscissa, -5 is the ordinate. Okay, my dear students, this is very easy. You have to go through any, just you solve 5-6 points and you will be very easily skilled in this. One thing is there, my dear students, you can actually understand that when the point is in the first quadrant, remember what I am telling, because it is made up of positive x-axis, positive y-axis. The first quadrant will always have positive x coordinate and positive y coordinate. Just by the signs also you can make out the given point is lying in which quadrant. There is a way of doing this. If both the coordinates are positive, that means the point is lying in first quadrant. And when second quadrant, it is made up of negative x-axis, so x coordinate will be negative and y coordinate will be positive. If the x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive, whatever are the values of the coordinates, whether it is half, whether it is decimal, whether it is √3, √5, whether it is any value, you don't have to bother about the value. Just see the sign. Except for 0. 0 is the first thing that you have to consider even before the signs. I'll come to that topic. At present I am just talking about signs. Remember my words, but my dear students, to identify where the point is lying in the coordinate system, whenever a point is given to you, first you should see whether the point has any coordinate, x coordinate as 0 or y coordinate as 0, or both the coordinates are 0. Even if one of the coordinate is 0, then the entire journey is different. If both the coordinates are non-zero numbers, then you should see the signs. Then and only then you should see the signs. Before that, you are not supposed to see the sign. Okay, so when both the coordinates are non-zero numbers, if the first means x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive, that means it is going to lie in the second quadrant. If both the coordinates are negative, non-zero negative numbers, if both the coordinates are non-zero negative numbers, it is going to lie in the third quadrant because it is made up of both the negative axis. If both the coordinates, if the first coordinate is positive, means x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is a negative non-zero number, then it is going to lie in the fourth quadrant. Okay, my dear students, with this I suppose we should be able to go and face the first is exercise 3.2. In exercise 3.2, my dear students, write the answer of each of the following questions. What is the name of horizontal and vertical lines drawn to determine the position of any point in Cartesian plane? So we know that horizontal line, you have to write this, horizontal line is x-axis, vertical line is y-axis, and always this also is going to be capital. X-axis capital, y-axis capital. What is the name of each part of plane formed by these two lines? So because of these two lines, the planes formed are quadrants. These are quadrants. Okay, quadrant. Name of each part is quadrant. Okay, because because of these lines, the planes formed are, this is one quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. Write the name of the point where these two lines intersect. It is going to be, of course, origin. They both intersect at origin. Now there is a graph given to you. Oh my God. I'm very sorry. I have drawn graph on the other side. So this is the graph. I'm very sorry, my dear students. We will have to, while the coordinates of B, coordinates of C. Then second one, we have to write coordinates of C. Third one, they are telling point identified by -3, -5. Now I think we should be able to do this. Okay, my dear students. Now what happens over here is that the coordinates of B. So I have told you, when you have to write the coordinates of B, B is a capital, and then open the bracket. Where is point B? First we have to trace that. This is point B. From B first we have to trace the x axis. From x axis it goes and hits the -5, comma, and y axis it is hitting at 2. So -5, 2. These are the coordinates. X coordinate -5, y coordinates 2. So second, if you want, you can write this answer like this also. X coordinate, see what your school teacher has asked you to do. Y coordinate is equal to 2, and this is the construction. So now second one, when they ask you coordinates of C, So C, if I see, C is over here. So x coordinate of C will be, you have to go towards x axis. From here it is hitting at 5. So x coordinate of C is equal to 5. Y coordinate of C, for y coordinate you have to go to here, it is minus 5. Therefore we get what? C open bracket 5 comma minus 5. This is the way you have to write. Okay. Third, point identified by minus 3 comma minus 5. Now minus 3 comma minus 5, we have to identify this point. So first we will, minus 3 means x, first it is written, first is minus 3, means on x axis minus 3, on x axis minus 3 is over here, second is minus 5, this is on y axis minus 5, y axis minus 5 is over here. Where do these two come and meet? These two come and meet at E. So point E is identified. No, here point E is identified by minus 3 comma minus 5. Write it in complete statement. Now point identified by coordinates 2 comma minus 4. The 2 of x axis, because first one is always the x coordinate. The 2 of x axis is over here. This horizontal line is the x axis, 2 is over here. Minus 4 of y axis, there will be only one minus 4 on y axis. So minus 4 over here. Where these 2 points come and meet, they come and meet at G. So this, the answer for this will be point G. Abscissa of point D. Abscissa means x coordinate. X coordinate of x coordinate means abscissa of point D. Where is D? First you have to trace D. X coordinate will be perpendicular going to x axis 6. So this is 6. Abscissa of point D is 6. Write it in complete. Ordinate of point H. Ordinate means y coordinate of point H. This is H. You have to find the y coordinate. Ordinate means y coordinate. That means you have to draw a perpendicular to y axis. This is the y axis. Think properly and then go. This will be minus 3. The coordinates of point L. Now that means x coordinate you have to write. Of point L. Where is L? This is L. Now it is interesting, my dear students. See, from here if I go to x axis, coordinates of point L, x coordinate, I can definitely go to the x axis and that is going to be 0 on x axis. So x coordinate is 0. And y axis basically will be on y itself, 5. And comma is to be, this is not like this, is 0. Y coordinate is 5. Like this we have to write, I'm sorry. Fine. Coordinates of M. So x coordinate of M is, where is M? M is over here. See, now to M is lying on x axis. So where it is lying on x axis? Minus 3. So that is the x coordinate. And when I talk about y coordinate of M is what? From here I will have to go to perpendicular to y axis will be at 0, 0. So with this we are over with exercise 3.2, which is very easy, my dear students. But now that is what the last questions have led us to the next part. And what is it asking us to do? See, my dear students, the next very important question is, in which quadrant or where, in which quadrant or where do the points lie? Now you must have seen, my dear students, see, whenever they say where do the points lie, you must have seen over here, but I'll still start over here. The next question, which is very interesting, is when the points will be given to you, and they will ask you to identify where do the points lie. Sometimes they will give you the graph picture and then they will ask. Sometimes they will just give you the points, no graph. But when they ask you the points, one thing is there, my dear students. When try to understand, I am talking about where to identifying where points lie in the coordinate system. When they ask you this question, where points lie in the coordinate system, lie means they are where they are positioned. See, my dear students, there are two places. Points will be lying on two places. One is, second is what? See, definitely one is very easily seen that they can be lying anywhere in the quadrants. But that is not first, that is second position. The point can lie anywhere in the quadrant, or it can lie anywhere on axis, and this is what you have to identify first. Okay, that is what you have to identify first. Either they will be lying on axis like this, on axis exactly like circle. If a point is lying inside the circle, this will be called as it is lying inside the circle. Or a point can be lying outside the circle. At the same time, point can be lying on the circle, on the circle. Similarly, point may lie anywhere in the quadrants, or they may lie anywhere, say I repeat, anywhere in the quadrants, or they may lie on the axis. These two bifurcations you should be able to understand first. Whenever the question is given to you, any sort of question is given to you, first see, you have to have an idea that this given point can be lying anywhere on the axis, or it can be lying anywhere in the quadrant. Now first bifurcation, how will you do? See, my dear students, if any coordinate, check whether if any coordinate out of the two is 0. If any coordinate out of the two is 0, it means point lies on axis. Remember, on axis means now it is not going to lie in quadrant, it is going to lie on axis, anywhere on axis. Now very interesting and very important part. If x coordinate is 0, point is on y axis. Remember this, always opposite. If y coordinate is 0, point is on x axis. This you have to remember. First and foremost, if supposing they give you like this, p -1, 0, where does this point lie? First you should see whether any coordinate is 0. Yes, this coordinate is 0. Which coordinate is 0? Y coordinate is 0. So point p -1, 0 lies on x axis straight. And where on x axis? -1. Here it will be lying straight. It will be definitely lying on x axis. Okay. If supposing there is another point x -7, sorry, again I am repeating the same one, x 0, 0. This is origin. Both are 0. It is lying on origin. Y half, 0. One coordinate is 0. Which coordinate is 0? Y coordinate is 0. The point y half, 0 lies on x axis. Okay, if supposing I have got z 0 comma root 3, no botheration, ये root 3 वगैरह का देखो मत. One coordinate is 0. You have to just see whether if any coordinate is 0. 0 is the only number, either 0 or non-zero, that is all. Okay, this is 0. The z 0 comma root 3 lies on x coordinate is 0, it will be lying on y axis. Straight, simple. Understood, my dear student? So when these questions are asked where actually coordinates are given to you and identify where they are lying, it only means that to see first whether any coordinate is 0. First you have to see if any coordinate is 0. If any coordinate is 0, the point is going to lie on axis. Which axis it is going to lie? Check which coordinate is 0. If y coordinate is 0, it will be lying on x axis. If x coordinate is 0, it will be lying on y axis. Both the coordinate zeros, it is lying on origin. Finish. If both the coordinates are non-zero number, means they both are not 0, then it is going to lie in the quadrant. Now it is going to lie in the quadrant. And now you should check the signs which I cleared in the previous topic. If both the coordinates are positive, x coordinate, and see here also now sometimes they will give you questions like this. A 7 comma root 7. Don't get bothered about this number. Non-zero number, now I should not bother about the number. See the sign, positive, positive, first quadrant. Don't get bothered. B, x coordinate is greater than 0. Y coordinate is less than 0. Like this they will write. Don't get bothered. Greater than 0 means it is non-zero. Small than 0, less than 0 means again it is non-zero. So now it is going to lie in the quadrant. Equal to 0 is not there, na? Forget. Now, but now, which quadrant it will lie? X coordinate is greater than 0. That means it is going to be positive. X coordinate is positive. Y coordinate is less than 0. That means it is going to be negative. So they are going to be like this, positive and negative. They are going to be like this. Greater than 0 means x coordinate is positive, y is less than 0, that means y coordinate is going to be negative. So positive, negative, this comes in which quadrant? Positive x axis, negative y axis comes in quadrant 4. Fourth quadrant, positive, negative. With this you should be able to solve. No botheration at all. See now, let us go to exercise 3.2. No need of any graph paper actually. In which quadrant or on which axis do each of the following points lie? -2, 4. First I should see whether anybody is 0 over here. No, both are non-zero numbers. So this lies in, now it will be in quadrant. Which quadrant? See, first is x coordinate is negative, positive. X coordinate is negative, positive. Now I have told you negative and positive. See, negative x coordinate is negative means it is going to be like this. Y coordinate is positive means, see actually how do I show you this? You should be able to make out. See, it is going to be like this, and y coordinate is positive, it is going to be like this. How I am making it out? See, try to understand. This is the coordinate system, x-axis, y-axis. X-axis is negative. Negative means this negative x-axis, na? That's why I was drawing this. This negative x-axis. Huh? Y coordinate is positive. That means from the origin, this. So that's why from origin this, from origin this, from origin this. So this is which quadrant? Second quadrant. This is second quadrant. You have to make out. This is numbering also you should know. Something you will have to by heart, my dear students. Everything cannot be logical. One small point you have to remember, and then on that you have to generate everything. 3 comma minus 1. 3 comma minus 1. First is always, is any coordinate 0? No. None of the coordinate is 0. X is positive x-axis. So from origin positive x-axis. And y is negative. From origin negative y-axis. This is going to be your fourth quadrant. Lies in fourth quadrant. Simple as that. Okay, positive, negative. Then comes minus 1 comma 0. Minus 1 comma 0. Yes. Now here we have got one coordinate 0. Now quadrant is not possible. Now axis. Which axis? Y coordinate is 0. Lies on x axis. Simple. Because y coordinate is 0, always it will lie on the opposite axis. 1 comma 2. These are now, both are non-zero numbers. So now quadrant, and both are positive, lies in first quadrant. Simple as that. Minus 3 comma minus 5. Both are non-zero numbers. So quadrant, both are negative. So negative means from origin go down. No. From origin go towards this x negative x-axis, and then here from negative go down, negative y-axis. So this is going to be your third quadrant. Lies in third quadrant. Plot the xy given in the following table on the plane, choosing suitable units of distances on axis. So these points we have to plot. So basically again you will require a graph paper. You will have to draw like this x-axis, y-axis and mark, and then we have got this. We have to plot this. So first one is x minus 2 comma 8. Minus 2 comma 8. So minus 2 is over here of x-axis. First is always x-axis, minus 2, and 8 is on positive y. So both this will come and meet over here. This I can write as a minus 2 comma 8. I can give it any name. You can write p also, no problem. Fine, no problem. Because they have not given any name. If they have given any name, we have to write that name. Second is minus 1 comma 7. So minus 1 is over here, 7 is over here. Where do they both come and meet? Of course you should, if possible, draw. You can draw it with the help of a scale. Dotted lines, it is always nice. Draw this. It will always give you a nice look also, and it will guide both you and your teacher also. Minus 1 comma 7. This both will come and meet over here. Fine. So this will be b minus 1 comma 7. Fine. I am giving the names myself. Third is what? 0 comma minus 1.25. 0 means, now see here, x coordinate 0. So now it is going to lie on y-axis. On y-axis. Where on y-axis? Minus 1.25. Minus 1. 0.25 means minus 1 means, see here, after that 2. 1.2. Mean after 1, 2 lines, and I am going to put it in between the second and the third line. That will be minus 1.25. This is where here. Okay. This is my C. X-axis 0, y-axis minus 1.25. Simple as that. Okay. Name is C. Now 1 comma 3. D will be 1 comma 3. So 1 is also positive and 3 is also positive. This is 1 comma 3. This is my point, and this I will write it over here 1, and then I will write it over here. So this is D 1 comma 3. Fine. Now next is what? 3 comma minus 1. E is 3 comma minus 1 is this. Now this is going to be difficult for me to write. This is my E 1. No, 3. 3, na? What is that? 3, yes, 3 comma minus 1. So in this way I have got with all. Okay, my dear students, I hope you all have understood this, and I think we have finished with 3.1, 3.2. 3.1 is very theoretical. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, or I may supply you the question and answers of that. But with this, I think there are only 3 exercises. I just feel that I don't have taken the printout. Can't say. If it is there, anybody else, anything, then I'll check. But I don't think that we have finished with coordinate geometry also, my dear students. Okay. So stay home, stay happy, and most importantly, stay happy. Stay safe, stay happy. See you all, my dear students. Love you all.